Hello, I'm Wayne Visser and I'm Director of CSR International, and I'm here in Auckland today with Maggie Lawton, who is Head of Strategy and Policy at Manukau City Council. Thanks for talking to us today.
My pleasure.
Do you want to start off by telling us a little bit about the areas of sustainable development that the Council is looking at, and whether you feel there are some progressive things happening?
Thank you. Local government in New Zealand covers a wide range of services, and I suppose infrastructure, urban development, urban design, stormwater management, water services. So all of those services can have an aspect of sustainability built into them. The one we've concentrated on most recently is actually to do with community development and community education around sustainability, because it's become obvious that it's hard for council to move its policy if it doesn't take the community with it. And ideally, if the community are actually demanding that local government does things, it makes it a lot easier for us and our politicians to then get in behind and support them. So we initiated a very large sort of education and community engagement program, workshops around sustainability. And it was half education, and then the rest is discussion and dialogue. We used a strategic planning process, and it was built around the natural step. And so it's around understanding where you are, what some of the challenges are that are going to face you as a community, what your vision might be for the longer term, and then how you achieve that. And one of the things we're trying to do is to take the emphasis off, well, local government are going to come and do this for you. It's actually about the partnership between the community and local government. So the community can do things for themselves, or they can advocate for things they want local government to do. But it's not just handing over responsibility totally to local or central government. It's got to be something that we all do together.
We've been talking at the meeting this morning a little bit about trust, and trust particularly in politicians and governments, but also about the need for probably more regulation to support sustainability and CSR. What's been the dynamic here in New Zealand, and how's the central government also played a role?
Actually, we're quite a hands-off type of country, and we seem to have a very strong market ethic. So the market will determine what happens. And of course, there's a lot of debate in Auckland at the moment. We have growth envisaged, quite a high level of growth in population envisaged over the next 20, 30, 50 years. And I think it's a real struggle between, do we just let the developers and the market determine where we're going to put the next lots of housing, and then we also obviously have to come in and fill in the infrastructure and that behind, or are we much more plan where we want people to be, so we can actually design the city ourselves. But no, New Zealand, and it does obviously, as governments change, the emphasis changes a bit as well. At the moment, I think with a national government, very strong market-driven view. So that does make it more difficult to get sustainability and sort of understood and incorporated as a key principle in what we're doing.
So what would you say might be the one thing that the rest of the world could learn from New Zealand in how you're tackling one or more aspects of this agenda? Is there something that you're particularly proud of?
Well, look, we have an indigenous indigenous race here, Maori, who we are very much. There is no separation really in New Zealand, although Maori obviously have retained their own culture. And I think we often look to that culture and that indigenous knowledge for some of the principles of sustainability. And we're not saying that Maori actually got it right straight away. They came to New Zealand many centuries ago, and initially they probably started to cut down trees. A few species of birds disappeared, but because they evolved over time, they got into an equilibrium with the environment. And I think that's what we all need to do. So that's a good message that we can bring to the rest of the world. It is really about that equilibrium, and Indigenous peoples have got an awful lot to offer in that subject.
Well, thanks for sharing your thoughts today.
Okay.